Hey everybody, Bill Knudsen here. New York sports with an attitude. Well, 3-game winning streak is now over. We had chances to win tonight's game, didn't get it done. Alright, first, a little bit of news, a couple of movements for the Mets today. Let's see, we brought Vargas back off the DL. Not happy. Sent Oswalt down to AAA. I wish we could have done the reverse. Wish we could have kept Oswalt. You know, we might bring him back in September, who knows. But Vargas just stinks, has stunk the whole year. Oswalt's been getting better. I kind of like Oswalt. So, unfortunately, Oswalt's back in Vegas and Vargas started tonight. The big news today, Asdrubal Cabrera got traded about 6:30 this evening, about 30 minutes before the game. He got traded for a double-A pitcher to Philadelphia. So we got a double-A pitcher from the Phillies, the number 10 prospect in the Phillies organization. Don't know what that means. He's 23 years old. That's all I know. Probably not going to be anything, you know, just like when we traded Familia to the A's. Got a couple of prospects we'll probably never hear about. Probably the same with today's prospect that we got for Cabrera from the Phillies, but hopefully I'm wrong, but probably not. We did sign Austin Jackson, an outfielder. You know, back in 2010, he was second in Rookie of the Year in the American League with Detroit. Had a couple of good years in the beginning, but the last 3-4 years hasn't been that great. He's basically a fourth outfielder. He's a good defensive player, but hasn't been hitting much lately, so that's not very exciting. We did send Dendecker out, Matthew Dendecker. We designated him for assignment, so I guess he's done. He literally did nothing for us, had no hits. He was like 0 for 20, something like that. And, you know, no loss there. So those were the big movements of the day. All right. Well, like I said, Vargas starting tonight. I said last night, not expecting anything good from him. Hopefully the offense will be here because we're going to need a lot of runs if we're going to win. So Conforto got us off to a good start. Hit a 3-run homer in the first inning. And I was pumped up to see that. I was like, yes. But, you know, as soon as I was happy about that, I also said, Vargas is pitching. That's not enough. And, of course, 3 wasn't enough. So right away in the second inning, of course, Vargas gave up a 2-run homer. So now we're only ahead 3-2. In the 5th inning, is when Vargas got taken out. He pitched 4 1/3. One of the 2 runs that Pittsburgh scored in the 5th inning was a leadoff single that Vargas gave up, and then Lugo came in and gave up the other run. So after the 5th inning, we were ahead 3-0 in the first, but after 5, we were down 4-3. So I'll get to Vargas' stats in a minute. Vargas went 4 1/3, 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, which for him actually is good, even though it's an ERA of over 6 still. 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, and 4 1/3 for him. Usually he goes about 4 1/3, but gives up 6 or 7 or 8. This time in 4 1/3, he only gave up 3. But of course it was enough to blow the 3-0 lead that we had. But again, I was expecting him to be far worse, even though 3 runs in 4 1/3 is not good at all. I was expecting it to be worse. And he didn't hold the lead, and I figured he wouldn't. So we're down 4-3 after 5. In the 6th inning, we get the bases loaded, no outs. Plawecki comes up. I said, okay, big spot. What does he do in a big spot always? Either strike out or hit into a double play. That's what he always does, and he struck out. Wasn't surprised at all. The only positive of that was he didn't hit into a double play. So he did what I expected him to do, not come through in a big spot, and he didn't. So then Reyes comes up. He's batting about 180 for the year, so you're not expecting him to do anything. And he hits a line drive to left. They must have been playing him really shallow in left field because he easily caught that line drive. So that was the second out, but what was good about that, all he had to do, Conforto tagged up on third, took a hard 2 or 3 steps home just to draw a throw. He was going nowhere. And the idiot left fielder airmails it completely over the catcher's head instead of just hitting the cutoff man. Conforto wasn't going anywhere. But, this generation, these young guys, trying to do stupid things, trying to get on the ESPN highlights or whatever instead of playing fundamental baseball. He airmails it over the catcher's head. I don't know where the pitcher was. The pitcher was about 10 to 15 feet to the left of home plate instead of being behind home plate. So the ball kind of hits the back wall. The pitcher runs over, picks it up, throws it home because now Conforto's heading home. And Conforto made a nice head-first dive and got his hand in ahead of the tag. But it should have been 2 outs with still the bases loaded. So there were 2 bad things for the Pirates on that play. First, the stupid throw from the left fielder, and on that play, the pitcher backs up home plate. You are not 15 feet to the left of it. You're 15 to 20 feet behind home plate, lining yourself up with the throw from left field. I don't know where he was, but he was a good 30 feet away from where he needed to be, and luckily for us, we got that run in on those 2 boneheaded plays on the same play. And Conforto made a nice slide, holding back his left arm and then reaching it out to tie the game because the next guy got out. So the Pirates should have gotten out of the bases loaded, no out situation with no runs. But 2 boneheaded plays cost them a run and we tied the game up. But I still had the feeling the whole time we were going to lose the game. I just had a feeling because that inning kind of set it for me. We could have gotten some runs and whatever. We got lucky to get 1. So I was basically thinking it was set up for us to lose. So it's 4-4. 8th inning. Mets come up, top of the 8th inning. Reyes comes up again. 2 outs. Now, granted, there's nobody on, but I'm ranting again like I just did with the Pirates in the top of the inning that gave us the run. Horrible throw from left field instead of just hitting the cutoff man, and I don't know where the pitcher was, so just simple fundamentals of the game and cost them a run. So again, Reyes comes up, 2 outs, hits a ground ball, a little wide of the first baseman. First baseman grabs it, and I don't know what the pitcher was doing. Heading over to cover first, he comes over and he stops, and then he starts up again, and catches the ball a little ahead of Reyes coming down the line. And Reyes, of course, head first dive into first base. Was he avoiding a tag? Because that's the only reason that you ever dive into first base, avoiding the tag. Was he avoiding a tag? Of course not. So he dives into first base, which, again, I've told you, has been scientifically proven. I'm not making it up or guessing. Scientifically proven to slow you up by 20%. You'd be 20% further down the line if you just keep running. So, again, bonehead, not knowing how to play the game. I think he would have been out anyway, but it's not the point. Diving into first base, not avoiding a tag at all, just totally not knowing how to play the game fundamentally correct. So I was mad about that too. Like I said, I think he would have been out anyway, so it didn't affect anything, but still. Just the point, knowing how to play the game. As I've said, I've never played professionally. Not once did I ever dive headfirst into first base unless I was avoiding a tag. Not once. It never even crossed my mind because I know it's wrong to do. And what that left fielder, that throw that he made, I would have never made that throw. I would have thrown it right as hard as I could on a line, right at the cutoff man. That's what I would have done. Now, of course, throws go a little left, a little right, a little short. Of course, that happens. There is no way that I would have airmailed it 30 feet over the catcher. And if I were the pitcher in that situation, there is no way I would have been 15 or 20 feet, to the wrong side of where the ball was coming. I don't get it. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, we're still tied 4-4. Vargas wasn't any good. Actually better than he's been all year, but still no good. Lugo wasn't great. Came in, gave up a run. This kid Tyler Bachelor, he came in 2 innings. Okay, now he was wild though. That's the only bad thing that I see about him. He throws 98, 99 miles an hour. He's not afraid of anything, but he walked 3 guys in the 2 innings. Now granted, he didn't give up any runs. He came in when the game was tied, pitched the 6th and the 7th, it was still tied. But 3 walks. He's got to get that under control because he's got a good slider, a good curveball, throws upper 90s. 25 years old, he's got potential. I want to keep him and see what we've got there, but I like him. But again, the control. But that's what you have pitching coaches for. Work on that. You know, see Nolan Ryan. You know, he had the same issues when he was in his 20s. We let him go, and you know the story from there. He's sitting in the Hall of Fame now. So work with this kid. He's got what seems like very good potential. So work with him. Rame came in, pitched the 3rd of an inning, gave up a hit. Blevins came in, struck out his only hitter, so we're keeping the game 4-4. Swarzak came in, pitched 1/3 of an inning, got a strikeout, kept it at 4-4. I don't know why we brought all these guys in, but you know, after Lugo, who wasn't that good, all the other guys pretty solid. Kept the game 4-4. You know, we couldn't get any more offense going. And like I said, after that 6th inning debacle where we got lucky to get 1 run, I just had a feeling we were going to lose the game. Then Peterson came in the 9th. Bam, bam, bam. And the game was over. You know, base hit, another base hit, 1st and 3rd, nobody out. You knew the game was over. And then, of course, Pirates shortly after that ended the game and put us out of our misery. So our 3-game winning streak is over. You know, we split the first 2 games. All right, not horrible. I knew we were not going to hold that 3-0 lead that we had in the 1st inning with Vargas pitching. Of course, we didn't hold the lead. So, but anyway, that's about it for tonight. Subscribe to the show if you haven't. Please do that. Check it out. In closing, we got the man tomorrow night, DeGrom, which probably means we'll be lucky to get a run or 2, if that, because that's the way it's been going for him. Hopefully he'll pitch a shutout, because that might be the only way we have a chance to win that game. Who knows, but maybe we'll get lucky. And we'll score him some early runs like they do for other pitchers, but never for him. So he's pitching Saturday night to hopefully give us a 2-1 series lead over Pittsburgh. All right, so that's it for tonight. Have a great Saturday tomorrow. Probably won't be up till tomorrow morning, so have a great day Saturday, 7 o'clock Saturday night for DeGrom. Let's take the series lead back. And like I said, have a great Saturday. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.